What you telling me?
What you telling me, my G?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Why you telling me?
What you telling me, though?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Yo, it's one Delts. What you telling me, fam? What you telling me? Episode 16 right now. It's been quite a few. It's been quite a few now. But hang tight, Wax in the journey. He's been here for a majority of, not all of the journey, but a majority of that journey. You know what I mean? So hang tight him. And I've got, was it Twin and Wynter?
Twin.
Wynter.
The easiest way to
guys-
tell us apart. He has earrings. So Twin has earrings.
Not today though.
Not today, but normally he has earrings. And me, Wynter, I have tattoos and he doesn't.
Do you know what I noticed? Do you know how I separated you through your pictures? I noticed that you always got a bigger beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
He ain't got.
And you know what, yeah?
He doesn't cut it.
Like, if
So
I see
do.
you separately, I'll be like, yo, you remind me, like, I would never even clock your twins.
Yeah.
But I might be like, oh, swear down, like. But then if I saw you at the same time, I'd be like, okay, you get me?
Yeah,
But if I saw
yeah.
you separately because of the beard and whatnot, I might be like, yo, I swear, have you got a brother or something? Have you got family?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, bro. To be fair, yeah, actually, back in school, bro, we had a teacher, you remember him, Wax, Mr. Alexander. Yeah, and this guy had a twin. Yeah, but he was one of the cool teachers, bro. So, like, I remember one day, bro, like, he lived in the Endz as well, he lived near me, so we used to, like, bump into him often, whatever. So, one day I think I bump into him, bro. I bump into him, I'm like, yo, Mr. Alexander, what I got? You know, but I was thinking, man's a tad bit chubbier, like, yo, big man, you know, you ate well this summer, like, you know? And you know what, yeah, he played it cool, bro. He was just like, yeah, good to see you, man. He played it cool.
Yeah.
So, like, I must have seen my teacher later on, and I'm like, yo, Mr. Alexander, I saw you the other day. I was like, no, you probably saw my twin.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Bro, no one even knew. I swear no one knew he had twins. So he's like, the way he laughed it off, like, oh, yeah, you must have saw my twin. So we thought we were bantering. They're like, no, you're taking a piss.
But that happens with us though, because we're both
lot.
in education a lot. So if I'm in an area where he teaches or vice versa, and a student comes up to us, we literally just play it off because we've got the same surname as teacher names, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, it's Mr. Wynter. I'm thinking, I don't know who you
Even
are.
we lived in the same
but
area.
it's
As in,
cool.
like, when we
Yeah.
both lived in the same area, because we don't live in the same area at the moment, but
Yeah.
we work at different schools and we'd always get confused with people. People would
Okay.
always confuse us, sorry. But, oh, you why you... People act funny as well. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are you acting like you don't know? It's like, I don't know who you are. Like,
Yeah, for real, bro.
I don't know if you're running up for me or like...
Yeah, I like
like 10 kids out here. I'm like, yo.
Crazy. No, that's sick though, man. To be fair, I got loads of twins in my family as well, but they're non-identical, so they would never have that problem. Like, more so, like, people just like. So, what was it like for you in school? Like, did you lot go to the same school
Yeah,
all the way through?
Yeah.
So, what was it like in school? Like, was it, you know,
It was
like,
fun.
for me, yeah, I'm thinking, if my twin gets in beef, bro, you basically beef me, bro. Like, because that's a spitting image you just scrapped with, man. So, like, after he beats you up, I'm likely to give you a one on top. I don't know.
Yeah, no. So he gets in trouble. That's a you problem. No, my business. No, I'm joking. We are a wholesale package.
Yeah.
Yes,
No, do you know what? To be fair, we didn't really get into.
we're good.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
cool.
chill.
Yeah, we're chill, like,
we're
what-
always together as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never had no mistaken identity issues.
Yeah.
Like someone,
Yeah, no, a lot.
like
yeah.
maybe one of you got a little trouble with someone, and someone's like, "Yo,
No, we're trying to swap classes, yeah, but his boys will make it bait. Are you sure that's really so and so?
Them excited dons there.
A couple
Times,
times
yeah,
we're trying to switch around, but nothing. We didn't do nothing too crazy as twins.
Yeah.
Like maybe in our jobs was like a couple of lessons. Like.
same girl, same girl." Imagine.
Disclaimer, this is many years ago.
Yeah, many years ago. We don't swap jobs no more. We don't do that shit no more. No. But
These niggas,
no.
That was a really good joke, though.
these niggas don't. Do you know what censorship is? Yeah.
Oh man! Oh, you know,
Hey,
no,
bro.
you know, Delch, I have to say, you know, when you it was good. I remember the first time we came across you was when you
yeah.
came onto the show and you
Yeah,
did it was Permanent Sinner.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about that with you. Really, I remember I had a few questions in terms of you know,
Yeah.
how long ago did you even make that track?
Oh, that song is like, maybe about 3 years now. Maybe 2. Nah, just over 2. I'd say just over about 2 years old. But yeah, man, that was like because I don't often come across the kind of beats that make me like go into the mode that I enjoy musically the most. Yeah, so like musically, I like to be fucking Busta Rhymes quirky, like Busta Rhymes crazy, like change your voice here, a bit of, you know, go deeper and darker, like just a lot of different sort of energies and whatever. But obviously, I don't really often come across the kind of beats that make me really want to do it.
Yeah,
so I either have to sit down with a producer and get him to make it for me, or like, you know, I might just stumble across one once a while that makes me feel. That was one of the ones that I stumbled across that made me want to, like, you know, go a bit quirky with it and a bit more, you know, bouncy with it.
But how did you feel writing that then? If that's not something you normally come across, now that you've done
it was easier to write for me though, you know, like, because I feel like my style of writing is mad different to the style that's common in UK and whatnot. I think probably too much influence of the old school, but for me, like, I still enjoy making music more than like you know, reaching quotas and shit like that. So, you know, sometimes I do the drill for the sake of the sound, like it sounds alright and I can do something with it, but I'm not like, I can't sound like what I don't sound like and what I don't want to sound like.
Yeah.
And it's more effort when I write for those kind of things. When I write for something that's like, you know, drill or, you know, if it's not trap really or grime, like those are the sounds that really flow with me quite easily. If it's not that, I sort of feel like I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. So it takes me longer to make a drill track. If you want me to really sound retarded, you know what I mean? Like, if you really want me to go like, you know, talk voice, no emphasis, you know, I've got no soul character. Like, because that's what most of them do. I got no soul character, or I've got too much demons character. Do you know what I mean? They either go too savage or they go, and, you know, having my voice, having my energy, having my whatever, it probably just draw the wrong kind of attention to me anyway. You know what I mean? And obviously, when I made music back in the day, man, it was all about, you know, it was all a hype and energy and what's this guy on or what was he up to. So, you know, going through that, bro, I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in dipping into that drill world or nothing like that. So that track was pretty easy to make for me, man. That's
So who are your musical influences then? Like growing up, like,
big Buster for sure, bro, because he's fucking, like, you know what I mean. The energy is untouchable. The fucking force. The fact that he's actually, so like, he can go and just chat shit to have like a quirky, fun song, but like, actually, you know, the ability is there. So he's not just, you know, like, you can tell a lot of rappers now, like, they do what they do because they can't do you know, they can't rap, man. They can't really rap. He's like the opposite. Like, you know, he's doing shit because like he can probably do too much. You know, who else? Obviously UK guys like Gigs. Fucking Skepta, especially. Skepta's one that I listen to often, and from young. Do you know what I mean? So there's quite a few influences that are quite bait and obvious and whatnot. But I think the thing that I like about those guys the most is like their individual ability. Like, you know, if you try and be Gigs, you end up sounding like Gigs.
It's like their distinct style.
Yeah, man. Try and be Gigs, you sound like Gigs. Try and be Skepta, you sound like Skepta.
Everybody knows as well.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try and be Buster, bro, like, you know, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he's different, but he's crazy. So, you know, I used to listen to a bit of Bone Thugs. You know, there are Bone Thugs in Harmony.
Yeah.
Whew.
If you're into music, you gotta know about Bone.
Oh, Bone Thugs, bro.
You know what I mean?
Get me? Wake up. It's the first of the month. You get me? First of the month, roll that fat blunt. You get me?
Oh, mate, that's crazy.
First of the month. Yeah.
So, have you collaborated with anybody lately? Anything like that?
Lately, so I got a tape coming. 31st.
Cool.
It's gonna have a few collabs in there. I've got collab with my guy from Gran Canaria. I've got a few tracks with him already. But actually, to be fair, we've actually not got too much officially out. Got a lot of SoundCloud shit that we put out. But we ain't got nothing on major platforms. So I think this might actually be the first one that we put out. Okay. Yeah. But,
have you got a video for that coming as well?
That one, not yet. So what I've got is I've got 2 videos coming from the tape. Okay. They're like, so what I'm doing this thing like where you're not making a full music video no more. Like, we're just making you know, 1.5 minute clips,
So,
maybe
like,
some.
snippets.
Yeah, because bro, people, you know, the attention span of the human beings these days is changed. Like people's attention span is like it's way different to back in the day. You know, back in the day, like that's why TV is not a thing no more. Do you know what I mean? Like I was speaking with, I think you went on his show, Ashton.
Yeah,
bro.
I was there.
And he was telling me about like how he's had a TV in his room and he turned it on in 3 years. The only time I've turned on my TV in the last 3 years is to play FIFA, bro. Do you know what I mean? Or if I had my TV, like on the one occasion, I think I had my TV as my computer monitor. Like, do you know what I mean? We don't switch on the TV to watch, like, you know, fuck TV license, get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean?
I don't watch it. I watch Netflix, but I don't.
You can't press 1 to 5.
I don't have freebies.
Like, what is 1 to 5?
Yeah.
I don't have any of those things. It's just my TV is there for my PlayStation to use so I can watch stuff. So I can watch my Amazon Prime, my Netflix, whatever.
But attention spam's changed, man. We don't sit down and watch shit for long no more. And it's interesting because I feel like podcasting is one of the few worlds where like it's going the other direction. Motherfuckers are listening to that like crazy. And we're talking about 2.5, 3 hours, some 4. I swear Joe Rogan had like a 5-hour episode that I saw once. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
I was looking at it, I was like, yo, what the fuck do you do? And the worst part about it was I skip everywhere and it's like interesting shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, these guys are mad.
But you know, that's the thing with podcasts though. You can listen to them anywhere. Like I'll be at work and I'll have a headphone in and I can listen to whoever. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, you can take it anywhere with you. You don't have to watch it. You can sit there and listen to it. It's not like you're missing anything if you're, you know, not watching it. It's just the topics are so interesting, depending on who you like. You know, like Joe Rogan, he's hard. Like, I like some of his ones. That you know, I watched his one with Kamara Usman not too long ago, and that was hard. But yeah, it's just about. It's true. It's people's attention span. It's changing. It is technology.
It's changing.
But shorts and
bro, like.
Reels,
and I think that's even dragging people further. Like people that they have all of these things that we, you know, it's wicked for promotion when you're promoting shit. But if you're just a consumer, man, that shit is like fucking wild. Like, bro, it's like going through a constant flick book, bro.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole day, we're going through a flick book, like page after page of reading shit into your soul, bro. You're wondering why you want the latest this or why you want that. Like shit is just embedded in you from the short. So people's attention span is whack. Like and you know, people are willing to jump on any bandwagon at any point as well. You know, you can just turn around and be like, yo, like, I believe this guy's whack now as well because he don't do this or he don't do that when he fights, so he don't do this in music or whatever. And people just bandwagon because, like, bro, you're bored, bro. You're there for 1 second. You know, you're thinking about this. You're looking at something that actually interests you. And before you know it, there's like 10 other things that interest you.
Okay, is that? Do you take that same concept with music though? Because there's a lot of people that don't even listen to albums anymore.
Yeah,
and there's so much music coming out nowadays.
It's
like
a single
some
culture.
people listen to like a couple tracks from an album and be like, oh, I'm bored now.
Or they just wait. They listen to it.
Yeah.
Say, I'll listen to the rest of it later. I do that with movies sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. If a movie is 2.5 hours long, I can find it difficult to watch the whole thing. Sometimes I watch it in 2 days. But the truth say though, if I start a film at night time before I'm going to bed, it's not happening. I'll watch like an hour of it. Then I'm
it's done. Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's single culture out there right now, bro. Like, if you go out there and you put out an album, like, if you don't promote the album like singles, like, you're gonna have to like spend like maybe 1 month per track promoting the shit out of it, or you're not gonna get output from it.
Are you noticing that tunes are no longer than 2 minutes these days?
Bro, I was saying this the other day, bro.
Yeah.
Tunes are like the drill, especially in the drill world, especially in drill. Trap is a little bit like that, but you know, I think there's still a section of trap that really enjoy the 4 minute, 3.5, 4 minute tracks. But like a lot of the recent sounds, bro, they're going for like 2 minutes, man. I was listening to what's his name, Comethazine, bro. This guy has like a 1 minute 40 track. Yeah, he started I just started getting ideas. But I was like, you know what, bro? Let me flood a few 2 minute, 3 minute, 2.5, 1 minute, and 1.5 minute freestyles. I was just flooding bullshit out because at this point, people, it seems like quantity works now.
Okay, so hearing that now, have you reduced the content of your songs and the time length of all your songs now because of that?
Yeah, well, not specifically,
okay,
but I've taken note of it and I've gone out and made tracks that are specifically, let's not put too much, because I like to like put a whole process behind it. Some of these guys want like the verse to drop like, you know, within 3 seconds of the motherfucking beat. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, 3 seconds, like if they ain't hearing the verse, they'll be like, yo, this guy's whack. It's like, yo, big man, the beat ain't even dropped. You ain't even heard the main part of the track. You know, the beginning sounded hard. Like they'll even say, yo, that sounds hard, man.
But it's funny.
Oh, where's the bars, man? Like, yo, he's taking forever, man. This is a long, you know, it's literally like that. You know, I see people do it. Sometimes I inadvertently do it as well because I even know that the culture is like that. So a banging tune, you like more times you will clock it from the first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Because the way the guy enters, like that's what I think. That's why Pop Smoke used to be so sick. Because Pop Smoke from the not even from the beat drop. Sometimes he might even just start with a. You get me?
Yeah.
Like and then like he's filling up the whole intro with just loads of noise and energy, and you know, and people are like, oh yeah, like it's coming.
Yeah, they feel it.
And then he drops with the, you know, with whatever he comes with, and that's when people are like, yeah, you know, they're actually with the music. But prior to that, they're already with the vibe anyway, man.
Yeah.
2 seconds in, so you do gotta like. It's probably wise for most people to follow that trend to a degree. But if you're not gonna follow that trend, you have to do something different. Like, you know, what RA used to do. You remember RA, Real Artillery?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard about it. I've seen him in it, but I haven't
that
seen
Prime
it.
thing.
Seen it.
Yeah, the Amazon Prime thing. Yeah,
But imagine like he used to do these like 7-minute, 6-minute like storyline things. But for me, like bro, the bars are going way over my head, cause I'm like, yo, this is like, yo, my man's about to get blamed. Like, I'm invested.
Yeah.
So like, you know, ultimately after like I'd watch that a couple times, like the bars will eventually start coming back to me and stuff like that. So it's one way of like engaging people and keep, but you can't like, bro, the days of like just making music and putting it out there, unless you're already someone that's just loved and followed like at a certain stage, or you've earned that status, you still have to go through that process of like hard graft, man, just constantly putting out different kind of material, putting out material that's not going to be heard, and then maybe later on motherfuckers are like, yo, what, 2009, I can't believe this shit, like, yo, he's dropped this then, like, you know, it was those motherfuckers that didn't want to hear at the time. That's how it goes. You know, but I think it goes for all of us, man. When it comes to music, like sometimes I listen to a little bit of gigs and I'll be like, yo, I swear I've not heard that tune before, or I might have heard a piece of that, but I've never. Do you know what I mean? And now it's like a new tune for me, like, and I'm vibing with that 10 years after it's out. So it is good in that sense. You know, you can get the backlog and stuff like that, but there's certain tunes that sometimes, you know, it deserves the moment, you know. But as you say, like things are saturated, not just the music industry. Like loads of things are saturated.
Yeah.
Furthermore, like things are structured in a way where if it doesn't meet the criteria that they want it to meet, then it wouldn't even get the kind of force that you know they'll put behind certain people. Like I don't know what it is, but like I feel like there's a lot of force behind Stormzy, and I love it, and it's good, it's amazing. But I feel like they could even put like an ounce of that into certain other artists that are like, you know, sort of having to sell their souls to get something going.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a hella artists that are so good, and you end up seeing them, they become actors more time, they become this, they become that, they do things away from the craft because, you know, the craft don't pay, man. Like, you know, or maybe their style don't pay. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, you have to become like this style rapper and you have to meet this criteria. I mean, for me, I think it's way deeper than what meets the eye, you know what I mean? I think we're looking into like conspiracy theory and etc. when we talk about those kind of things. But
you talked about style, yeah? So I noticed, especially within the black community, within music, yeah, we are one of the only cultures I feel that promotes self-hate within music, unfortunately. Like, you know, a lot of it that's popular in music is, oh, I'm gonna, you know, this N-word, I'm gonna kill this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
As a black male artist now, do you feel the pressure to conform to that? Or do you feel...
So at certain points, yeah, you know, it's not that, you know, like, it's not like I've not seen shit. It's not like I've not done anything. But, like, even from young, I've always been, like, quite firm on, like, even if you're on shit, you don't bait too much shit and stuff like that. So sometimes certain things that I would have gone and promoted is shit that I keep to myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I've not even found the opening to do it anyway. Like, even if when I feel like, yeah, let me try that shit, like, you know, I end up, like, wording it in a way where actually it pretty much is truth. Like, it's not necessarily me cooking it up or but I find it hard to cook shit up. Because of the way I write. Like, I don't really sit in the studio and write. You know, I make sure, you know, I drive sometimes I'm like, yo, I ain't written in time. And I drive to a random location where I know the feds ain't gonna pull up. Yeah. Roll a fat zubi. You know, like, you know, more times I have my feet out the window. Like, I'm taking a piss. Like, if feds pull up to me when I'm in that mode, I'm in trouble, bro. Like, you know, nigga won't even be able to get my legs in the car quick enough. More times, yeah. Like, bro, yeah, trust me, I've been caught in some sticky spots sometimes, yeah, but never like that anyway. But like, that's how I go when I want to go write some lyrics. Like, you know, I just get out the ends, or sometimes just part of the ends that niggas don't go to. I know no one goes to. Just kick my feet up and relax, bro. And you know, because when I'm in my zone, bro, loads is going on. So I have loads going on in my mind, especially when actual street shit was going on, bro. My head was like on fucking fire, bro. Yeah. So it's like, oh, yo, like this is happening. Oh, this guy's doing some dumb shit. Like, I'm gonna have to go and speak to someone that's gonna want to kill me on his, you know, on behalf of the other guy and try and pattern it and blah. Those are the kind of silly things that I used to get into. Yeah. I didn't get into shit like, you know, pull out knives or whatever. Yeah. But I used to get into shit where like someone that I know has done something stupid or someone that I know has done something that's, you know, and then I'll go there like, guys know that, you know, if it gets dirty, I'm willing. Yeah. But same way I'm going there like this, you know, I'm going, yo, guys, what the fuck? Like, you know, what's happening? Scrap this shit. Yeah. I'm trying to pattern shit for everyone. And a lot of the time, it don't work out. More times than not. I mean, when I pattern shit for myself, it works out. But that's because I know what I've done in a situation. Whereas a lot of people, when you defend them, you don't know how far they may have gone in a situation. You don't know if they've gone and said, yo, I'm going to call my man and he's going to come and fucking take your head off. And I'm thinking, you know, I get there like, yo, man them, yo. You know, and they're probably thinking, what, is this the fucking prick that's going to take my head off, yeah? Like, you know what I mean? I'm there like, I'm there like, yo. I'm there like, yo. Like, and they're thinking, either paranoid, like, yo, he's going to like random, you know, or they're thinking, yo, is that the prick that said he's going to, you know, that he's going to call for, man. I used to get into a lot of that kind of drama. And my mind is never at ease in the ends, bro. Like, ever. Like, you know, 90% of the time when I'm in the ends, bro, my mind is not at ease. So, even though nothing really happens, like, nowadays, still, like, my mind is just never at ease. I'm always just thinking, yo, like, so, you know, when I'm chilling in my car, I'm looking at those mirrors, like...
But you got to be vigilant anywhere you go.
Yeah, you do, but trust me, bro, like, there's certain ends where, you know, I'm just taking a piss, bro, like 1 a.m., but I could be there with my window wide open, but I'm, you know, God's probably with me, but, you know, I'm taking a piss, but I won't do it even on my road, bro. On my road, bro, when I'm, you know, if I'm posted, bro, my window's only that much, bro. You get me? Anyone comes up to that window, bro, like, you know, I've already got everything functioned in plan for what will happen. Yeah. Like, that's how your mind has to... Bro, how could you write bars in that fucking mindset, bro? Of course I'm going to write some bullshit, but I'm going to be like, yo, you know, 24/7 active. You know what I mean? That's you know, that's what you're going to say. But I do think that's the world that these kids are... They put themselves in that as well, because a lot of them are in bullshit that has no business their way.
But then again, some of it is toxic masculinity. I mean, the role model some of these youths look up to. Some of it does come down to that as well, unfortunately. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, some people, they feel their perception of how to be a man is you have to be hard, you have to be on crud 24/7. Yeah. And as you get older, you realise ain't nobody want to be on crud 24/7 because it's long. Like that's the reality of it. When you're young, your options are limited though. Shit, you go through experiences and you sort of find out who you are when you're younger. And as you get older, you become comfortable in yourself and you realise this is who I am. I don't got nothing to prove to you.
That's for some, innit? That's for some. That's for some. That's not for all, though, man. Yeah. Like, you know, certain people that I've known in my time, their mindsets are crazy, bro. And I even think to them, like, you know, your mummy was feeding you titties in Baghdad. Like, you know, like motherfucker was drinking milk in the midst of fucking bombs and war, bro. Like, that's what I feel like some of the guys. Like, even some people that I've known, like, they genuinely, like, you know, like, even when they're in their own elements, you can see, like, oh, man, you know, there's something wrong with you, bro. You know?
Yeah, on edge or something,
and you know, as much as you say toxic masculinity, my problem is like, they were showing punk moves, like, because when I was, you know, back in the day, when I used to hear, toxic masculinity, like, when I was a youth, like, it was not a thing, but whenever someone had anything that was even related to that sort of notion, like it was usually just like when you got like a bunch of guys in the gym, meatheads. You know, yeah. Throw the weights down. Yeah, that's it, man. Bang, yeah. Like that's
my
what
gym session this morning.
Yeah, just that's what people used to think toxic masculinity was once upon a time, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, now, yeah, I don't even. The reason why I say I don't believe in that is because, like, for me, I feel like they wiped out that shit anyway. Like, over policing students in school, like, bro, bring them to the real world, like, where you are gonna get into beef. Sometimes someone's gonna punch you in the face. You learn that the punch in the face ain't shit. That's why they all stabbing each other, bro.
Yeah.
I said this all the time. Like, the reason you pull out a knife first is because you know that you can't put man down with your hands.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but when we were younger, though, this is the thing, though. Our generation, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the whole knife thing. It's like, if you wanted to say something, you had to say it to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you was going to get a punch in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
But nowadays, people ain't getting punched in the face. Not that I'm not encouraging violence or anything like that, but our era was different in terms of it was, you link up there, you scrap it out, and then you're blessed afterwards. Everybody goes separate
But
ways.
this is my point. That's not toxic masculinity. That's toxic bitchery. You know what I mean? Literally. That's, you know, imagine you get into an argument with someone and your first thought is grabbing something. Bro,
No, but that's what I'm saying. But it comes down to emotional maturity as well. Like, if I'm going to argue with you,
yeah.
my last resort, I'm not going to think of punch you in the face straight away. It should be, if we're both men, we can either resolve this or we're going to go about our business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why has it got to come to blows or whatnot? Do you see what I'm saying?
Which I agree with.
Yeah.
But
You know?
everyone can't regulate themselves.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm
that,
saying.
though.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. You
Yeah.
can't. You have to understand that. My perspective, anyway. I'm calm.
Yeah,
I'm calm as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So if someone tries whatever, I'm just kind of like, I'm not on
That's
that.
on
straight
you,
up.
innit?
And for me, I don't even feel no type of way. I've got nothing to prove to nobody. I literally don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, at all. You can say, oh, you're this shit out. What am I proving to you? It don't mean shit to me. So I just let it. It's not. I'm not saying I'm letting shit slide or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But people are gonna try and say stuff to you anyway, and I just don't care. I just don't say no. Whatever, man.
Yeah, but you know what, bro? Like, again, I do feel like, you know, in school, man, you know, when the kids get together and they fucking have a scrap, you know, and then they can be cool after and shit. You know, that era seems to have gone, bro. Like, shit like that leads to someone getting stabbed in like 3 years' time. You know, and it all comes down to, again, in my opinion, man, just guys, you know, guys don't know how to you know, like, boys, if you got into a scrap and someone threw a punch, you throw a punch back. You know what I mean? Or you can walk away. Like, you know, you have your options.
Or you
But
know,
for me,
self-defense.
when you know what I mean?
Judo chop.
Trust me. Trust me. And the thing is, yeah, like, the thing about it is when you go to a martial arts school and you train,
Yeah.
like,
The settings are different.
they
really,
teach you
yeah.
teach you the discipline, bro.
Yeah,
So
of course.
you because the thing is, when you go there, you can come out and become a fucking animal, and
Yeah,
that's
of course. Yeah,
guaranteed.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
with like a month training, you know, we're talking about 1 month training. If you've got a little power behind you, 1 month training against, you know, and you had some bully that was giving you trouble, and you fucking put him in a rear naked or arm bar or fucking leg lock in like fucking 5 seconds. It's not really that hard to learn with a bit of mind to it. But the thing about it is, when you put your mind to it, well, you're putting yourself through in the process of learning all this shit. It doesn't even make you want to go out and use it
Yeah, no, 'cause
uselessly
you're
on
not supposed to at
some
all.
guy that don't train how
At
to
all.
fight.
Yeah, you're not supposed to at all.
In your head, you're like, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Some people have an ego trip,
Yeah,
but
of
most,
course,
even
yeah.
people with it, because I even have an ego, bro. I want to fight, bro. What? You fucking dumb, let's go, bro. But the thing about me is, I like to vent, so I'll chat shit, but I wouldn't want to fight. If I chat shit, I wouldn't want to fight. You know, when I'm making noise, yeah. Like most people have learned it about me. At first, they used to like run up in there, like, yo. Like, and I'm like, bro, now I'm getting mad. Like, 'cause niggas rugby tackling me, yeah. And I'm just trying to make sure that he hears me loud and clear. You know what I mean? Like, but like over time, people have clocked, okay, yo, I just vent, like, you know, oh yeah. And then like I walk off. Yeah, people get worried when someone does something crazy to me, you know, and then like I'm just like walking off silently. That's when people are like, oh fuck, like, you know, hey yo, get him to get out of there. He's like, people will be worried in that instance. But even then, like, a lot of the time, it's like, you know, I find it easy to brush shit.
Yeah.
You know, I think what it is I found that way of taking 2-3 seconds of a breather and assessing everything. Plus, I've just, you know, a lot of people that I know that's gone jail for some dumb shit. You know, it's easy, bro. It's not hard at all, bro.
Yeah.
One guy that I know, he went jail. He got into a scrap at work. Yeah, and this guy's like the nicest guy that I've known on earth, bro. He's nice at like literally. I could say now if he comes in the room, even you man will be like, yo, he's a nice guy. Bro, this guy went jail. I was like, what?
But just because you go to jail don't mean you're bad.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
for real.
it's just when you think of someone going to jail, it's not him that comes to mind.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
And like even he lost his cool just one moment, and that's him in jail, bro. You know what I mean? Done 6 months. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, clean record. Like anyone that vouches for him will be able to vouch that this is a legit dude.
Yeah, for real.
But one moment at work, his temperament, and boom. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, bro. Like I've seen too many situations that are similar to that, close to that exactly.
Yeah.
And it's enough for me to be like, oh, fuck that, man.
Yeah. You got too much to lose as you get older, anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's not the moment you're over 18, even obviously younger, you can have other incidents. But the moment you're over 18, anything you do, fucked really. That's it. There's no nice way to say it. The moment you have records for stuff, good luck renting, getting certain jobs, traveling. So I think, look at things in a bigger picture. It's not worth it. Like those moments. That's what I always say. But like I said, everyone's mindset is different. Some people don't care. Everyone's different. So, but with myself, like I said, I think about everything. And I'm the sort of person, I'm not going to do nothing if I don't want to face the consequence of it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So I try to think about these things. Obviously, there's certain times, moments are heated or whatever, and you've got to sometimes try and restrain yourself. But I don't know, I feel like I'm pretty good at putting my emotions to the side and just thinking about the situation practically. So I'm that person. This happened, all right, cool, this needs to happen. It's not a case of, I'm feeling like this now. I don't think about how I'm feeling. I think practically. That's kind of what I'm pretty good at anyway.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like, that's a skill, innit? That's a skill.
That's what I'm saying. That's
like,
why I say not everyone thinks like that.
I think one of the, like, again though, don't you feel like one of the things that I look at always is just the way teaching was. Like, I feel like maybe certain things about the disciplinarian sort of approach worked, and obviously a lot didn't. But when you look at sort of, I feel like in this day and age, we were saying maybe 10 years ago, oh yeah, the kids are starting to know their rights. They're starting to, come back at a certain way with their parents, or they come back at their teachers a certain way. And I feel like obviously now at this stage, that's like, that's a thing of the past. We already know that, they know how to do that. They're manipulating now. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, with young bucks having the power to do all of that shit, bro, like, where is the growth going to come?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There ain't going to be no growth. So my thoughts are, like, there's definitely things that's changing in society that contributes to absolutely everything that we're speaking about, man. Like,
100%.
I'd say, as I said, man, when I was in school, man, guys used to fight all the time, and they, we can get on with it. I feel like now, most schools have like a super zero tolerance for fighting, and these boys don't even have an outlet. Like, they ain't got nowhere to blow steam or nothing. So when they get angry with someone, if you're letting them, have to take it away from here, where they could have just slapped each other once or twice, bro, and then we separate them, discipline where necessary, but not completely take away. Because, bro, one thing I'm strong for, bro, is being able to use the emotion. Yeah, but being young, you don't know how to use it sometimes. You don't know where to use it. A lot of adults as well. So I feel like they ain't learning much by completely doing things like shutting them away from being able to express their frustration and their anger in places and whatnot.
But I think it depends how they express their frustration, because I don't think it's conducive if the one thing a lot of kids don't think about is the repercussions it has on the wider circle. For example, you might have one parent, another parent, right? Two kids get into a scrap, cool, right? You don't know what the other parent's on compared to that parent. So I always say there's wider repercussions. So in terms of the outlet, I think the better thing for them is them using that experience to learn how to control what they're thinking.
Exactly, but they still have to go through it.
No, 100%.
And
you learn is
a lot of places.
Perfect.
A lot of places that I've gone to now, the notion is once they've shown this, you are either criminalized or you're done.
No, but it depends.
And I just feel like I feel like it's a bit too much.
I think it's like that when you get older, though. Because obviously, if I do that work, if I ever went to anywhere and said something or did something, you're gone. So it's kind of setting them up a little bit more.
But these kids are killing now, man. Back then when we would scrap, Yeah, sometimes our teacher would grab us like this. Hey, Wax, you remember Miss Carol, bro? This woman was like 4'5". She'd be grabbing like fucking 2 6'2" dons. Like this, boom.
Yeah.
She'd be walking like this in the corridor, like, and you see the man them trying to resist, but trying not to resist enough for her not to move them, because if they do, bro, look at, bruv, that attitude don't even exist no more. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like even the way she used to she'll pull you and be like, yo, like she'll go crazy, whatever. Sometimes she'll let them slide, you know. But some of these boys, when you see them as grown men, they have respect. You know what I mean? These are the same guys that got into shit, blah, blah. They have respect. Contrary to the guy that talks in class that they want to criminalize all the time. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, he's talking in class, or he answered back. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? But more times, for me, I just feel like they're trying to, generally speaking, taking away the emotion altogether. And now these kids are using that emotion elsewhere, bro, and they're using it to another scale, man. Like,
but that then it comes down, because like you get kids that do scrap. Obviously, within our role, we see it. Like we see a lot of it is circumstances as well for some kids. Like you have to know the individual to understand why they behaved in this manner. Now, I've come, you know, within 15 years of education, I've had kids that I understand why they get into a scrap, because their dad or mum, they've come up from an abusive environment, or the shit they've seen, or they've got no money to have an outlet. But I think it's guiding them, because there's always shit to do in life. And it's about exposing these youths and giving them the knowledge of how to express themselves logically, not illogically. Because the moment you start doing shit negatively, that's when everything goes downhill for them. So if you punch someone in your face and you think, okay, this is the only way I can alleviate myself, whatnot, you're gonna start punching everybody in the face.
It's not so much about the punching in the face.
Yeah, but that's just you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's more to do with for me. It's more to do with when someone punches someone in the face. Yeah, the fear of what could come off the back of that now. You know, could then make them become a fucking liar. Then make them become this. You know, and these things they pile up, man. I've seen it, you know, pretty much my whole life, you know, obviously from working and also being in schools. A lot of people don't get to express themselves and they become something else in another environment. Not to say that they should go out and go punch, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying that the attitude has to change towards it. You can't be too wrapping these kids in war.
100%.
Because they're not, because this is a jungle, bro. This is a jungle, and half of these guys are coming out here with no fucking tools for it.
It's true. You got to prepare people for the future.
You know?
100%. But all it is, I think, within our roles as well. So if I'm teaching someone, I'm always conscientious that what they do outside of school, that is what their life is. Don't get me twisted. Between the hours that I'm with them, you know, 8 to 3, whatever, you can be underneath our care. But the moment you leave here, that's going to have more of an impact on your life in terms of your values, how you are, because that's what is affecting you, and that's what you're living in. So the school is kind of, you come here, you get away from that, but that's where you'll stay. That's your home. Weekends, holidays, everything. So that's where you're going to learn a lot of things. So I think we can do what we can to try and help kids.
No, to be fair, I don't think it's a teacher issue, to be dead honest with you. You know, I think it's more systematic.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah,
but it's definitely
poverty, opportunities. So loads of other things, whatever they see in their own environment. So there's loads of things to, and basically something will shape that person. No one just comes out like that for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why it's good that you get people like, you know, a lot of us in this room. Like you got yourself, you got me and my bro, you got Rich over here, calm down, and you got Wax. All of us are in some sort of position where we're giving people opportunities to express themselves, you know, and emotionally express themselves as well, and mentally, you know, instead of them doing something stupid, you know, like you got the podcast for people, you know, if anybody needs to express themselves, you'd be like, come in here, let's talk about this topic. You know, you got Rich over here, you know, he's done tons of stuff, you know, with the NC. You've done everything, Rich, you know what I mean? Black.com. Everything. I'm joking. That's just it. You always said I reviewed it. But you've done everything.
That shit not getting edited out either.
You got Wax, you know. Look at the platform you built, Wax. You know what I mean? For all the people you've come across, the connections you made over the years, just through battle rap and the same with us. You know what I mean? With the whole NOSTATUS thing. So I think it's about people's got to meet people, get the opportunities. You know,
you'll be surprised though, man. In the Endz, a lot of people are not even aware of like an outside world,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
An outside world. Like, because for me, it's crazy, but when I was like 13, 14, used to go athletics competitions, bro. We used to have, that was when I started traveling quay, like, you know, and, you know, by train and shit with some of the man them and whatever, and like, you know, I started looking, I was like, yo, these bits are fucking different. Like, this is not anything that we know, guys. Like, you know, even when you're like only like an hour outside London, bro, you're like, yo, what the fuck?
100%.
You know?
100%.
So, from them times, like, I've been like, yo, let me explore this motherfucker, find me some sheep shagging, something to, you know, whatever, you know, find me something to mess with, some
sheep shagging.
some farmer's daughter, like something, like, I don't know, whatever the weather, like, from time I've been like ready to explore, one shall say, yeah, and it's just, I do feel like a lot of people don't really explore, so they
even as adults though, you know what it is, yeah. On the real, I remember growing up thinking about jobs. I could name you about 10 different jobs, like seriously. Even now as an adult, I struggle. Some of my friends, even my best friends, yeah. I know what areas they work in. They tell me the name of the job. I can't, like, my best friends, I know what sector they work in. I can't tell you the title of their job because I didn't know these things existed. Because
they be calling like some powered ranger, social structure engineer. It's like, yo, like, I've seen some roles, bro. I've seen some roles that have like, you know, 5 different. I'm like, yo, like, how peculiar is that? That sounds like a computer inside of the computer, which is inside of another computer, which is inside a fucking room of servers that has several computers like it.
But have you ever had it, right? So I remember there have been times, so before I was a teacher, I remember looking for jobs and I sit at the computer and I literally think, what the fuck do I look for? Where do I start? What is out there? And I remember you go on websites, but you reach a point where it's like, I literally don't know what it is to do, where it is to start. So even knowing what jobs are out there, even as an adult, what different sectors you can get into, you don't always hear of them. They're just not pushed in your face. Or you might have not met someone who's been in certain worlds.
You know what it is as well, yeah? I feel like some people, they go into certain jobs and like in that job, they might be doing something like a basic administrative role or something like that. But like they just come into a whole new world that has like, you know, and they work with this guy who says he does this and that guy who says, and you know, because the amount of jobs out there, bro, when I'm searching for a job sometimes back in the day, I ain't searched for a job in time. But when I used to search for jobs regularly, I'll look at, you know, any, you know, read.com or whatever it is. I'll just be like, yo, fam, there's so many 50 to 100K jobs out there.
Yeah.
And they always say that, but who the fuck is gonna do this? Oh yeah, 5 years experience plus. I'm like, 5 years experience in what? A junior role of something that basically doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, bro, as far as I'm concerned, like a lot of those jobs, you know, and what I learned when I started working actively, like started spending time in jobs, a lot of people, they would have that position out there, but that position ain't even out there.
Yeah.
Position
Sometimes
even
you
out
gotta
there.
sometimes you can get into a position and you can make yourself a position.
Yeah.
That's happened. Happens.
Yeah.
For real.
Sometimes you go on there, bro, and you look for a position and you're just like, God damn, how do I get enough experience to get this job?
Yeah.
And you try and find like the underjobs, and the underjobs don't have a direct route to this anyway.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, guy, go there, try it out, you might get lucky.
Yeah.
You might get lucky. But, you know, bro, the job market is fucking ugly, bro.
But you know, that's where your network, that's where, like, you know, networking with people comes in, because
you have to.
Like with our people, for example, we're around a lot of positive people that do a lot of positive shit. Like my boy Ant, he owns his own coffee shop, Good as Gold in South. You got my boy he's in Egypt teaching, and you know he does trading. Like you got my boy Lou, he's in finance. You got Rich, he's Tottenham, even though he should be an Arsenal tour guy. But,
Tottenham,
do you know what I mean?
He's a Tottenham. You got tour guy. You know what I mean? You got Wax. He's doing his thing. You know, the engineering thing. Do you know what I mean? Like
I'll be honest, bro. I wish I stayed in education. If I was in education, I would be working.
No, but you know, it's not just education. I think the people that we've been able to meet in, just outside of education. Like there's so many roles out there that I've never heard of before or really even thought about doing before. Do you know what I mean? So your network is, your network is so important.
I'll be honest, one thing I wanted to do when I was in Wolf Boys College, I actually saw that, because I had them boys shit in the palm of my hand. No disrespect to them, but they were misguided in life. I actually if I had the battle rap knowledge I had now, I would have started a league in that college. I would have started a league in that college.
I don't know how a battle rap league would do in college, though.
It wouldn't work too well,
bro. Because some people naturally have that mouth, bro. Yeah, and some people will get shanked afterwards for saying someone's mum this or that, bro. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I just don't trust anything of that, because I know I'll punch someone up if they took it too far. Like, yo, your mum's this and this, like your kids, whoa, like, like these hands, they're gonna accidentally itch and just go. Like, I can't, like, my temperament's not for it. But a youth's not gonna be like, oh, my temperament's not for this. They're just gonna go in there, go cuss someone's mumsy, duppy them off, and on the way home, hey, yo, come here, bruv. Hey, yo, I just wanna talk to you, bruv. Like, yo, you had like a whole 3 rounds to chat to me, cuz. Like, he's gonna talk to you with the sharp end of his blade. Like, yo, like, obviously, as I said, like, pessimistic as hell when it comes to those things, man. Because, unfortunately, man, I just don't think that they're, like, I look at our era growing up and I see people physically capable of doing that. I look at it now, bro, and I'm like, yo, like, the skin ain't even thick enough to do that shit. Some people are too touchy. Yeah. I know guys that were like bad boys. Like, when I say bad boys, like fucking tough guys. And everyone that knows them be like, oh yeah, they're bare bubbly.
Yeah.
They're bare bubbly. You won't even know that this nigga, slit somebody's throat or done some savage shit. No, he's bubbly as fuck.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can bust a joke and cuss him. Look at you, whatever. Don't care. Yeah. Don't bother him. No ego trip, no nothing. You owe him money for crack cocaine, though. You owe him money for crack. You owe him money for crack cocaine, though. It will not be the same human being that you meet, And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of fucking bad guys don't even have this, like, evil, constantly evil aura floating around them. Like, yo, anybody talk shit, chinged up. Anyone do that, 10 toes, what, like, bro. Some of the music out there as well, like, I'll be honest with you. For me as an artist, bro, I got put off the game way long ago, bro, because I'm like, yo, especially when these tracks about niggas getting put in packs. I'm like, what? How, bro, yo, like, back in the day, like, gangs used to be on, like, at least they had some sort of etiquette. Like, you do some shit like that, it might be someone from your own gang. Now, it'll be like, yo, big man, like, he'll punch you up, video that shit, and say, yo, listen, we handled that for you. Because the level of disrespect to mention deceased is crazy,
100%.
Thank God I experienced it, because, for me, I feel like I'll turn to a fucking nut job. You know what I mean? And then one day you walk past him, and what? I'm gonna just walk past him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what happens now, man. People are soft and touchy, but people are fucking offensive as fuck.
Yeah. But this is the thing, like, one thing we always say, especially like when we're doing our thing, like getting artists through.
Not even just doing that.
No, just in life. No, in life every day, but predominantly within the context of our show, NOSTATUS, we are not getting anybody on the show that is gonna, of course.
Essentially, if anyone, I've mentioned this before in the social engineer show. Anyone that's gonna bring some sort of harm to themselves, directly insult someone else's ends, and that's gonna have some sort of backlash. Bear in mind, because I'm hearing the tracks before people send them anyway.
Yeah.
I'm hearing someone doing that. I'm not putting this out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
At the end of the day, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Having no one. It's not even about responsibility. It's just that's not part of my own personal values anyway. Don't get it twisted, right? Say if a battle league is having an event, for example, and they want to do a couple of what would you bloody call them again?
What, face-off?
Maybe like diss tracks, yeah.
For example, if it was in a controlled setting, and because at the end of the day, it's all WWE.
Yeah,
It's not. People need to understand this. It's not real. Do you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, stand in front of each other, you spit, dap it up, cool. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if it's that's something we could consider. But like I said, when it comes to our own values, I've always say this manners and respect get you further than anything in life. And I
Bro,
said
that's
that on the social engineer show.
that's
I say
word.
that every single time.
And the thing is, well, even with that as well, I would hate to put, have an artist in that situation and then either Rich or Wax has got to interview them and then they're seen with them and it sort of puts them at risk as well. You got to think of not just yourself, not just artists, you got to think of the people you work with.
That's a now thing, isn't it? That's more a now thing, bro.
I don't know.
I mean, shit like that did happen back in the day.
It did,
but it was not like, it was not it wasn't like common knowledge that everyone got to be like that. Like everyone got to be very vigilant like that. Maybe like, you come to the radio show with like 4 chains regularly, like, it's going to happen to you probably. But it wasn't a thing where like, someone's with someone, blah, 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 doing an interview. And that's some Pablo Escobar shit. That's what happened in Pablo Escobar's time. It's like, you're doing an interview for me. So you're trying to raise my man's profile where I'm trying to run for presidency while bombing motherfucking current president. Like, that can't run. Like, I look at it, bro, and now I feel like that's a thing. Like, people are worried about their platforms, about mixing their platform with... everyone's going fucking crazy, right?
Yeah. No, but even there's one social media platform and he does the drill freestyle. I remember he got moved to Stratford, Westwood.
Shall I say?
Let's not say any names. Let's not bear out no names or nothing.
I mean, me and Dels knew we were talking about it.
Yeah.
We know who we're talking about. But he did
it won't affect me, bro, but because I talk.
He did one basically a video for the other side, and then the other side caught him in Stratford.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's weird.
Like
this guy, he used to do loads of freestyle. I remember him when he was like just spraying bars, and he just like, he managed to get his platform going. Obviously, it's not like as big as Linked Up and all these guys, but it's like, for him doing it on his own, it's close. It's doing it pretty good. But yeah, man, he used to like, it wasn't just with that situation, by the way. Like, he had loads of situations, even people putting the camera in his face while doing it, like saying, but do you know what his problem was as well? Is that where they're doing the videos and they're talking shit, in the BTS, you see him posting up and dancing and having fun with them too. Whereas, like, if he was just this guy, and like, that's it.
Yeah.
Just this guy. I think people would take a different approach to it. You know what I mean? But where they're like, you got a platform, there are people watching it. Yeah. But then you also be chilling with these guys and smiling, in the Snapchat stories and all of that. People, but this is what I'm saying though. Back in the day, you wouldn't even have to worry about that. Like, the Crips will go chill with Westwood and kick it and dance and whatever. And then the Bloods will come and do it on a separate occasion. And no one's trying to fucking get Tim to like, you gotta line those motherfuckers up or I'm gonna have your head. It's like, we recognize this is the music side of things. We are still gonna cuss them and blah, blah. And you can drop the bombs. You don't have to say nothing, just drop the bombs where necessary. Things had a bit more structure to it. People did look at it from the entertainment point of view. But now it's like, bro, when you say something in music, it's almost like you said it.
It's culture. It's culture. It is.
But there's points where it's that, but you have to also understand this is what the consumer wants, bro.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you have to understand as well. When some artists sign deals, people think, firstly, they're living in a deficit for the first part. It's you sign this contract, we're giving you X amount of money, you need to make this back by making sales. At the end of the day, how do you do that? By giving the consumer what they want. So that is a big part of it. And then I think once you get more established and to the point that you want to be at, then maybe I think once you have a larger audience, you can start saying what it is that you want. And then people want to start listening.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that's what all artists do, but some artists do use that route where this is what the consumer wants. You see it. I've seen you see some artists literally saying this is a character. This isn't me. Artists are out on interviews saying this is a character. I'm not like this.
Yeah.
Because this is what people want. And then people find it difficult to separate the character from the actual person. So when people see these certain artists, like, this is what you're like. And they're there like, no, this is what you want to hear. It's literally that simple.
But a lot of people don't understand, there's a lot of ghostwriters involved in these things. There's a whole team. At the end of the day, with music nowadays, a lot of the objective is to sell. It doesn't matter a lot of the time. Yeah, not for everybody, but when you want to make it big, you have to sell. You're not gonna get, I love conscious rappers. I love like the Black Thoughts. I love like the Commons, and even Lux, for example, he's hard. And there's the J. Cole's. A lot of them, they work. You know what I mean? But for most country rappers, they're not gonna get the exposure because they're not on that violence or anything like that, which is unfortunate.
It's
you know,
similar
it's
to that.
sad.
What's it called? If you look at the Colby Covington situation, you lot watch MMA.
I love UFC.
So you know about the Colby Covington situation where
Usman, like when he did even what with Usman?
No, not with Usman, but
Masvidal outside.
before I think it was the fight that he had in Brazil. Yeah. With was it Damian Maya?
Oh wait, hold on. I remember
where he come out and he's like, Brazil, you're a dump.
Yeah.
Like,
of course.
Like literally, he apparently wasn't gonna get contract
100%.
regardless.
Yeah.
They said he was a boring fighter, blah blah. You know,
I remember seeing that about
and that's the thing. Like, he basically what musicians do. He sold his soul because the musician has to create the character. It's not. It's no longer just making the music. You have to create the character.
Yeah.
It's the same as him, man. He went out there. He had to create that character. He has to go out there and fucking diss this guy and diss the whole nation and be like fucking Chelson and
enemy
Son.
number one.
Do you know what I mean?
But at the end, is even at the end of the Usman second fight, you saw them talking. He was genuinely just kind of like, yo, Funnel, what I was saying is all just a promo. And then you see the character break, and that's what everyone said, oh, it's breaking character.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. Obviously, it's people build things up, promo, you sell the fight. Afterwards, it's done. No hard feelings. I think if you can do that, fine. But obviously, there has to be boundaries.
It's not quite that for him, though, is it?
No, but I personally think there has to be boundaries.
So what's your note? What's your note on Masvidal licking off his head? You know,
outside. Well, obviously,
tell me.
You know what it is. In a situation like that, it's down to the individual. So he's saying, if Covington is saying stuff about Masvidal's family, wife, kids, sees him outside and says when he sees you outside, you've crossed the line, he's going to do something, that's what happened. So, obviously, like I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to deal with the situation. I can't tell you how to feel about something. For me, I think it's deep. When you listen to someone's kids, wife, all that, you're going too far. So at the end of the day, I always say this, if you do something, you're going too far, and there could be consequences. That's something that you have to potentially face. So yeah, they fought in the cage, and Covington dominated most.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, the problem with that fight was Masvidal was never going to be able to express. This was the issue for him. He was never going to be able to express himself how he wanted to, just due to style.
Yeah.
You know, Colby's like a top wrestler, and Masvidal is like a no wrestler.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess for me, I'm with Masvidal, like, on the note that, yo, like, you know, once you mention that, bro, like, you know, I could have knocked him out in the ring and still wanted to knock him out as well, like, just to let him know that, like, yo, that one was for the belt. This one is, like, actually for you mentioning man's family. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm with that. I hear it. You know, he can do whatever he wants. But obviously, he just had too much time to deal with him. Do you know what I mean? You should have got your wrestling defense up. Make sure that you just can't get taken down for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Set up that fucking knee like he did for Ben Askren. But I guess Ben Askren was like a no striker also. So it just made life so much harder for him, I guess.
Have you ever done any training?
Oh, yeah. I've been training for about 1.5 years now.
What's your start?
So personally, bro, I need to work on my ground game. I got good defense. Yeah. But I'm not really...
What style? Is it like jiu-jitsu? Or
so I touched Brazilian... I touched Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
But I think I've got, generally speaking, probably better wrestling, bro. Because I think my takedowns are really good.
Yeah.
Takedown defense is good.
Yeah.
My on the floor defense is poor. So that's where it's my Brazilian jiu-jitsu that needs work. That work on the ground.
Yeah.
Same way, like I've been looking at some sambo, man. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, sambo.
It's the double leg, bro.
No, that's crazy, sambo.
It's the double leg that I find crazy, bro. You know, just controlling two legs like that. Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, bro, you never realize how fucked it is until, like, someone got a double leg on you, bro. When they've got a double leg on you, and like it's not that you haven't got power. Yeah, it's that they've put you in a position where you can't even generate the power.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like, how do I want to tense right now? Well, I'm tensing is making it hurt more. You know. So it's all framing and shit, and it's really difficult. Like for me, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is difficult because there's a lot that can happen on the ground.
And it's a puzzle. You got to be 2 steps
constantly
ahead.
Yeah, constantly.
So you can have someone in a certain position, but you got to think, what are they gonna do, and then what can I do to get it at the same time?
See,
So you don't think about for what's happening. You think what's going to happen.
I used to always fall in a situation when I was rolling. Yeah, like I can get out of it, get out of position, blah blah blah. As I try to get up, bro, the guy can always catch me again.
Yeah.
And like that comes from guys that really, really have been training, man. There's so many things. There's so many ways of tripping, ways of grappling, ways of just getting you down that you can't even realize, you know. But man, like apart from that, Muay Thai.
Yeah.
I put a lot of time into Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Fucking love Muay Thai, but I don't really like boxing gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer MMA gloves. Because boxing gloves are more rattling. Like I think I've had this one a few times on the podcast. We chat about this one, but boxing gloves are a lot more rattling and stuff. So I tend to like train it a lot, whatnot. I do spar as well, but I just much prefer my MMA sparring.
Yeah.
Just due to the fact that it does hurt, but it doesn't like fuck it. Like I literally don't feel like my brain is rattled. I don't feel like I'm lost for that moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If what we want to know, would you ever compete in a fight? Like,
to be fair, I had plans to do it. For a white for a white collar, but actually I'm probably gonna try and do one within the next year, man. Within the next year. What I need to do more than anything is get a regular schedule, because I'll have 3 weeks straight of hard working and 3 weeks where I've just been too busy and doing other things.
But life happens, man.
It does, but if you want to,
you gotta be disciplined, though, innit?
you have to. Yeah. The thing, that's the reason why I didn't pick up the fight as well. It's fighting is an area where if I went there and I got smoked, and I knew I didn't put enough in, it'll be the kind of lesson that I wouldn't even accept for myself, bro. Because I'll be like, yo, what the fuck did I think? What the fuck did you think?
If you're gonna fail, my whole perspective on if something's gonna flop. If I'm gonna flop something, I'm flopping knowing that I tried 100%.
Yeah, as opposed to.
I say this all the time. Even when I was younger, I used to tell myself, for example, with exams. Got an exam, you could fail it. I'm gonna work my ass off. I fail. I don't care. At least I know I tried. I know the end result. It's
exactly.
I don't like what ifs personally.
Exactly.
I don't like them.
But you don't want a what if with a fucking wallop in the eye socket. You know what I mean? Or a fucking Leon Edwards head kick, bro. You don't want that to be the what if, bro. That's the biggest what if in MMA at the moment, bro. Yeah. What if Leon could not find that head kick because he was being controlled for a majority of that fight? It's scary. But it's the kind of what if that for me, I especially for my first fight, I'd walk away from fighting straight away. I'd be like, this is not for me. Because if I'm gonna put myself in danger, knowing that I didn't do enough, that I didn't do enough, 100%. Not thinking I'd done enough, and it turned out it wasn't. I'm there, I didn't even get to train hard this week and next week. The week after I'll do it. That kind of shit. Especially for the whole 6 months building up to the fight, I can't even have. I can have a week off, but I can't have a period. That is you
gotta be consistent up until
trust. Because bro, what's on the line, bro? Your chin, your head top, your knees, whatever. If that motherfucker likes chopping trees, bro, the back of your legs, the back of your legs are gonna be looking like shit.
Done.
So no, I would compete, but once I found the rhythm again, that's when I'll start putting that back into my head. At the moment, I wouldn't even dare bother competing. I've sparred with some serious guys. I've been all right against some of them, especially in the MMA. Obviously, I've done some boxing sparring with some of these guys. Fucking terrible idea, bro. If you're an MMA guy, and boxing's not for you. And the things I started doing boxing when knowing that I wanted to do MMA, I just wanted to make sure that I was refined with the hands and with a bit of the defense. And I was really good. And then I stopped doing boxing, done MMA only with a bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that's when the hands were not the same. I feel like those gloves, the range is so different. You throw your hands to the big gloves, guy doesn't even realize it, but you're in his range. You can slap him with it. He doesn't realize. The MMA gloves, you got to get a lot more personal. I tend to get a lot of people when I used to spar, a lot of people shoot. But that's a bad idea, because I was good at defense, and then I end up I could take someone's back from that position. It's just that I'm not refined enough to I can, I know how to get into an armbar.
Yeah.
But the guy's gonna have to be probably at my skill level as well.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? If I'm coming across someone, I think he's gonna see that shit telegraphed as fuck.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, yeah. And, he's gonna feel where I'm holding and be like, don't try that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had one guy up on there. His name's Junior, man.
Oh,
and
the Brazilian jiu-jitsu
Yeah,
guy.
I saw that
Yeah,
one. That was live. That
hard.
was live.
He is crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
he's a champion.
So he used to be my coach.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, imagine, bro. He's like fucking 20 now, bro. He's a
What?
youth, bro. He's
What?
a youth, bro.
Hey, I saw that episode.
Bro, but like, bro, when I used to I used to sometimes spar with him, bro, and bro, and I'm like, bang, and I'm like, yeah, I got him, bro.
Yeah.
And like, bro, bro, if he wants to get techie with it, he'll do some next flip, bro, and he'll have you, or you'd have to let go because you're gonna break your wrist holding on.
Yeah, cool.
Like, it was just, he was so good at instinctively finding the position to go against whatever you got.
Yeah.
And that was him doing it on a nice thing. Like, that's him being nice because he's the coach. Like, I'm sure if he was on the offensive, he had a lot of openings as well that he could have taken. So he's a fucking beast, but he was one of the people that made me realize how like fluid people that he's. I think, wow, what belt is he now? I'm not even sure what belt he is, but it's just Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of those things where you don't need to be a black belt to be a fucker.
100%.
Oh yeah.
You do not need to be a black belt
Yeah.
to be a fucker.
Yeah.
Because
you
you
know
get
what
your
I mean?
blue belt after hundreds of hours. Or I think it's blue after hundreds of hours, and brown you can teach people. I think it is or something along them lines.
I think
Could be wrong,
I think you could be an assistant at purple or something like that. Because a lot of the assistants were purple belts.
You need out hundreds and thousands probably hours. So it's
Yeah,
just
but you
wild,
know what? Yeah, that's what fighting is, though. It's sort of teaching your body to like be reflexive
Of course.
on a lot of like defensive positions, offensive positions. So that's why like a fighter would get a lot more time in jail, man.
Well, that's the thing. This morning, when I was working outside at the session, this morning, sparring session, and I'm not, being big head or nothing, but fucking killed it. The punch bag got fucked up.
That's what's up, though.
Yeah.
Still got to hit it.
Chance. It's 3-0, man. Easy.
You get me?
Yeah, all 3 rounds.
That's
But I always want to ask you, if you was in a situation, you're gonna lose everything, and you had to recite one song verbatim, what's the song you're picking?
Wait. I have to quote.
You need to say the song word for word.
What's the song you're
What's the
picking?
song? Someone's told you lose everything right now.
So when we say everything, we don't mean like family, right? You're gonna use your yard or whatever, yeah?
You need to
Right
recite
now.
a rap song, word for word,
What's the
without
song you're
missing a bar, anything.
what's the song
No
you're picking?
stumbles. It has to be clean, flawless.
Hey, that's
What that
mad,
mean?
bro. I'm not really. The funny thing is, I've got like a million songs in my head that I know the lyrics to a T, like almost to the same
Yeah.
vocal energy as well.
Give us something.
But I can't think, bro, under that kind of pressure, bro. Like when I get slapped with it like that. it's
you
like-
said you listen to Buster, and gigs, you're like,
no, but you know what? Your Buster and gigs. If I-
hardest was me, blood.
Oh, talking the hardest, yeah?
If-
I can battles, no, line for line.
No, we're talking about songs, fam.
see, that's the thing.
Songs.
Like right now,
Gotta do it. Gotta pick one.
yo, that is difficult,
You gotta
bro.
pick one,
You know
man.
what? I think about this now, yeah.
I'll just
And
pick
I'm
some one
genuinely-
delts, bro. You know them ones there. I'll just
Yeah.
pick some one delts.
I can sing that line for line.
So,
I can
what song you
do-
picking, Rich?
Talking the hardest.
You know that word for word?
I think I might,
Oh, you see, you know what? You know when they add the pressure, there's the thought now.
What? Right, Wax, what you picking? Well, you know that word for word? You heard that, yeah? What are you saying, Daz?
I don't know,
Nah, you can't say I don't know, man. You're about to lose your yard, bro.
Man, it doesn't know.
I feel like, but I can't. Like, see, this is the problem. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, but I feel like the Pop Smoke song, Get Back.
I'd do something easy.
Get back, break that, 6 shots, we can get back. Yeah, that track.
You know word for word?
Or that's what I'm saying. Like,
You know it.
there's a lot of
If you
songs.
play
There's
it,
a lot
yeah?
of songs. There's a lot of songs where there's gonna be like one word probably that I might
that
fuck
comes
up.
out,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like that's why when we go
Do you know what enough though?
Get back, pretty much.
All right, can we test him? Can we
Oh
test him?
shit,
Let's test it. Yeah, we're gonna test him. Yeah, come on, let's go. No, we're gonna test him.
that's difficult.
No.
see.
We'll put you on the spot.
We'll see.
You got
We'll
pressure.
see.
Come on. What is it, Wax?
But you know what they say makes
Pressure.
pressure, right?
Pressure. You ready? Yeah. Well, are we allowed to do it for copyright? Yeah, we allowed to.
Oh shit, yeah, true say.
Ah.
Just say.
That's to do with copyright.
I just realized.
Find a remix version of it.
I just realized.
I don't want to get you man in trouble.
No, it might.
Right.
I know they do.
You got out of this one, yeah?
Somehow.
You need to have a remix.
I feel like we should do like a little BTS after, bro, and I'll try it out. Like I'll try it out
have
for
to,
sure.
man.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah, you can't.
But it's
get
difficult
that
though. That's difficult, bro.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because like there's always them songs that yeah, but there's always like that one little part where you're like,
You make up the words, innit?
Usher tunes too. Usher like, you remind me, but there might be two words.
Yeah, you're gonna be like,
I remember seeing them memes on these memes. I think they were going around. I think it was on Instagram or whatever, and then it was jokes about Caribbeans listening to Burna Boy last year. I seen Burna Boy last year.
Brilliant.
I didn't know what any of the words in the obviously I knew some of them, but certain words I was there like, huh? I was looking at twice, but I see all the memes. I was busting up at them. I was like, yeah, man, my Jamaican I don't know this.
Are you Yoruba?
Yeah.
So you know what he's saying?
Yeah.
I need weed and
Well,
alcohol.
I haven't actually heard the whole song before, bro. I know what he's saying in the chorus, but
I remember when the chorus first came out, I was thinking, right, what? Like, yeah, you had to. And then,
but I'm not. I'm just not with that song, bro. Like, I can see why people like it so much here, but
sing it live is cold.
I can't sing too much here. Like, I need alcohol and weed, bro. Like, there's something about, for me, like, music is one of those things where you're definitely reading some shit into your soul, for sure.
Yeah. So you think...
And I feel like, man's gonna want to turn up a bit too much if I listen to that shit. And I used to turn up. Yeah, I really needed to calm down. That's why weed found me, bro. You know what I mean?
Do you I remember I've mentioned this before. I was having this conversation about artists and creatives and the links to use of substances. So do you feel you write better or get more in the zone if you're a bit faded at all? Or do you feel like you don't write?
No, I feel like that was a fake notion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fake notion. Like, once upon a time I would have said that.
Yeah.
Just so like, I have a vibe to write, but actually like, don't make a difference really to me.
Yeah. Just always.
Sometimes I can write better with weed, sometimes I write better without. It depends on what I got to write about, to be honest with you. No, that's not the point, bro. My abilities with the weed is a different story. That's a different story. What I can do under the influence. But if you're talking about weed, what I can do with alcohol, like, that's a different story.
What you saying? That could be someone's missus.
No.
What the alcohol?
No. I didn't know until after. That's why I said probably. That's why I said it was probably. You know what I mean? But like, no, on the real though, like, I do feel like, yeah, the link of substance use and music is therefore a thing. Like, bro, of course, if you're like, I need Igbo and shit, like, if you're constantly saying that shit, bro, like, you know what I mean? One day you're gonna be like, yo, I need to hit that club, bro. A fat joint and some alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what do we know about the human mind? Like, they say we know less than 5% usage of the brain. What do we know? That we're doing to the brain every time we sucking in the. That's why I don't even listen to drill music like that, bro. I might hear someone playing it and be like, yeah, that's a fucking cold ass lyric. The way he spoke about cutting someone's spleen open and related it to, but it's like, it's not relatable to me. Like, that shit will make me throw up if I saw it in real life. So.
But that's what we always say though. Most music I listen to now, what draws me to it is its relatability. For the most part, anyway. I don't go out raving and that so much anymore. But I remember, like, because of where my space is at now, most stuff I listen to has to have some level of connection. No, not all the time, but for the most part, that's what really gets me into it. If I'm going out, I don't care. I listen to whatever. For the most part, I need that.
Yeah, connection. I mean, that's what that music's for, though, isn't it? The vibes. When you got the music, when you got the music for the vibes. There's the going out music in it. Yeah, but that's what we say about the legit guys as well, man. You don't want to listen to Immortal Technique or or one of these cold-hearted, like, fucking telling you a real life story. You don't want to hear that before
of course.
before you're looking for some ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, pull up to the motherfucking club looking for some ass, thinking about Brendan's got a baby. Like, motherfucker, I'm about to give Brendan that baby. Like, could you do me a favor? Like, sometimes I think, yo, like, you know, I'm with it, and I genuinely understand why certain music sells. I don't understand why the violent music sells so much as opposed to like party music now. Like,
what's
you know,
pushed the most, isn't it?
party music is the one. But despite that though, like, you know, even in there, like, there's certain messages out there that's, you know, that's distorting the mind. You know,
moved from party music now because I'm not partying so much like I used to. When I say you don't even party, I don't even know the last time I went out. But I remember. When I was younger, there was a lot of songs I wouldn't listen to. I knew it word for word because I was out so much. And it'd be the same songs that you'd hear all the time. Yeah. So I feel like I can't even tell you what's in the top 10 right now. I genuinely can't.
Oh, no, I have no idea.
The way
and I'm a musician. I have no fucking clue, bro.
Because the way that I find music, I either wait for artists I like to drop new stuff, or I remember sometimes I'm on YouTube, I could sit to like an Anderson .Paak song, for example, and suggestions, stuff similar, and I'm clicking on that. Then I'm like, oh, okay, this is sick. But for the most part, I remember when we was younger, you know, I'd watch MTV, I'd watch music videos.
MTV Bass was the one, man.
So
repetitive, though.
Yeah. But you know what, though? But what I'm saying, most of the songs that I listen to, I swear to you, I've never seen the video to like half of these songs now. I don't even know. People are like, oh, this, I wouldn't know. I don't know if they have videos.
I'm like you, bro.
I don't know. And in a way...
But you know, there's some artists that we listen to, I could not tell you who they are, like by their face. Because with Apple Music, sometimes you just click play, and I like to just click the shuffle mode, and especially in the R&B soul section, I just click play. And if I like somebody, I just click the download. But a lot of the times, half the time, sometimes I don't even know who the artist is.
There's that. But do you know what? Yeah, again, remember that's the era that we're living in now. Man. There's so much to pick from. Like, forget about even that. The fact that now we've got more platforms to use. There's gonna be more people. You know, there's some people that don't know about Ditto, that don't know about Bandcamp, that don't know about Bandcamp, that don't know about TuneCore, that don't know about that, that don't know about whatever, United Masters. So everyone knows about, you know, so many new different platforms coming in, so many whatever, people that back in the day, if you wanted to be an artist, you had to actually put a serious effort in. You have to actually try to do things, regularly go out on shows. There's certain artists that's never done a show before until they've blown. There's certain artists that never done a show until they've blown. Imagine. That's crazy to me because back in the day, like, most artists that have blown, they can show you like videos of them performing in front of 20 people, 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, and then build. Like now, bro, motherfuckers could be a multi-millionaire, like, or multi-million selling fucking musician from your bedroom. You know, some people have animation skills, some people have just editing skills, and they're doing basic things but crazy edits. And like, you know, off the back of that, there's so much, bro. Like now, a lot more, you know, and you will come across a lot more good 100%. Stuff, but you're gonna come across a lot more bullshit too.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
but there's nothing to regulate people being artists now. Anyone,
anyone's just like, I am an artist.
You just go in front of go on a social, post a video of you doing whatever. You're an artist now. So there's no anyone.
But for me, there's regulation in my head anyway.
No, obviously in your head.
Like in my head, the regulation is, bro, like if you ain't ever been to the studio, you ain't performed before, like your track is just like all of them sound exactly the same. Like, bro, you're not an artist, man. Like an artist is, you know, is the experimental nature. You know, they're ready to put it out there and take that risk. These are things that make you know. There's certain men that I used to do music with. Won't mention their names because I'm about to cuss their fucking bumper clouts. But these fucking pussy hoes, bro, would make a track with man, bro. Yeah, and like, bro, like I feel like they didn't realize that my verse was gonna be so fucking like, And like now they're not sure about themselves. Like I'm even like recording it and I'm like, I can tell my man's body language, you know, from the way I've dropped the verse. Like even when I finish it, someone will be like, I don't really see it. I need to let me quickly write. I want to write my part again, and I'm. You know, certain guys are just checking out because they can't think of something or whatever. And bro, like for me, bro, that's not the artist's nature, man. An artist wants to like, put that out there. Now let me try and make something better than that shit or something different from that shit. Make you feel a different way or whatever. And people don't do tracks to try and make you feel shit anymore. You know, people make tracks to grab your attention. So they'll say something outrageous. You know, and you know, if you do hear a good track these days, the producer's done a lot of the work in that as well.
Well, a lot of it is the beat that just catchy.
Yeah.
And what's being said.
The beat, and then like, you know, you just get any voice that in a certain rhythm or in a certain sync, and
that sells.
That sells, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I won't lie to you, man. I was not with Young Thug when he come out, bro. He makes 1 or 2 tracks that I was like, okay, but I wasn't with what he was on, bro. Because like he was like, you know, not, don't get me wrong. I know he was doing it intentionally, but he was doing a lot of like off-key singing. Like, and I was just like, you know, not that I didn't appreciate what he was trying to do, but I could anticipate that there's going to be an influx of motherfuckers that have no talent that are going to try and do the same thing. Do you know what I mean? And Young Thug, like when you listen to some of his punches, he's a little bit crazy, a little bit nuts, and a little bit sus as well. Yo, for real. Like he has a few punches that when you clock this, when you clock it, you're like, yo, he's mad for like even coming up with that shit. But you're also sus.
I don't know if you listen to Young Thug for like the lyricism. It's the same as Migos. For
exactly,
example.
you're right. You're right.
Not in a disrespectful way. They make sick, catchy music, and they've been really successful. I'm not gonna listen. I can't tell you. I can tell you the chorus. I can't tell you a single line in one of their verses. I don't know what they're saying, but I don't listen to. I'm not gonna listen to Young Thug or Migos for lyrics. You know what I'm saying? I'll listen to them if I'm going to the gym or something like that, or if I'm just getting hype going out or whatever.
Yeah.
But in terms of, that's why I say all music has some sort of purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
definitely. But you know what? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do think that these guys that are talking about war and shit, bro, you know, you play that to fucking, play that to soldiers or play that in the gym, you know, you go militant. But again, like, it's each to your own.
Yeah,
on what you're picking to use it for as well. Do you know what I mean? If you go out there and you're like, yo, I'm feeling it, you know, you're feeling a certain kind of way, and then you go listen to some drill man, bro, and you know, someone steps to you, bro, and you got a knife in you, bro. You know, a lot of these weak, feeble minds are gonna go out there and use it. So you know, the game is crazy, bro, and the game is slightly put me off in that sense. So even now, like it helped me out because now, like I'm fully even more on what I'm on. Like fuck what everyone loves and what everyone wants to hear per se. Like now it's like, yo, I know what I like, and I know a lot of people say they like that too. So it's like run with it or not.
So just
and that's when shit grows organically.
Yeah.
Like, when you start doing it for you, the people that are gonna, you know,
fuck with
ride you, are gonna fuck with you and ride your wave. They're gonna stay with you consistently.
Yeah.
You know, you're not doing it for. But I think when you start doing it for other people, you lose yourself.
Yeah.
And you lose what, you know, your real purpose of why you started doing music.
Exactly.
And it don't become fun no more. It becomes like a job. And, you know,
Stress.
the love goes out of it anymore. You know, that's why a lot of people sort of, you know, they do a couple tracks and make their money and then they
start dipping into another scene.
You see what I'm saying?
You know, and I don't blame him, man. Like Bashi, I don't know if he still makes music, but he's been acting for days.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen a lot of actors, from the music scene, bro. And, you know, for me, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Especially with the kind of messages that those guys tried to push out. Because Bashi has always been sort of like a misconstrued one for me. Like Bashi 1 minute could have like, you know, a very conscious track. And, you know what I mean? And then the next minute he's making a diss track where he's saying the most fucking savage shit. Like, not even savage like, oh, your mom's this, oh, your mom's big and black like Emil Heskey. Like, you know, like, bro, like, the difference in his stuff, it almost screams at me that like he probably would have rather chosen like the conscious side. He would have rather done what he wanted to do for people to listen. And I feel like even the Black Boys, when he done it, I feel like at that period of time, a lot of people were willing to come together for this. So it was still, I don't want to say it's opportunistic, but I feel like he thought, oh, I actually can do this, and people will hear it for now. Cool. And he done it. Didn't follow up too tough. Do you know what I mean? Or if he did follow up, we don't know about it, obviously, because that stuff don't ride the wave. You know, what rides the wave is the party, the drinking, the drugs, and the violence. You know? But with that being said, man, you know, we all watch action movies, we love MMA, we love this and that. I mean, again, I prefer that the violence is in controlled environments, as you said. I prefer that the drinking stays in the club and not with the fucking guys that are gonna go drink, drive, and fucking crash into a wall. Well, or guys that are not gonna fucking go on the street and drink and then think that they're a bad man and go stumble across someone that's gonna kill them or whoop their ass. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of there's loads of good and bad sides to everything, but
100% balance, isn't it?
you know, it's just about how each and every individual deals with their own perspective behind things, man.
100%,
My
100%.
perspective is clear though, man. I'm quite bold. I'm quite direct and open about everything. So I like, you know, I don't like treachery. I don't like people. I don't like whispers behind my back. Like, you know, I won't. You know, I won't step to someone to fight them for it, but I'll just wash them out of my space completely immediately and let them know, like, yo, bye-bye. You know, yo, but no. I'm not gonna fight you. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah.
I just want space.
But it's funny though, because
You
I feel like I've mentioned this as well. Yeah, I have such a drama-free life, man. If I'm gonna mention any of my friends, it's to literally tell you how lit they are. That's it. None of this shit like.
You'll never hear us bad mouthing or seen us bad mouthing anyway.
Yeah, I don't talk to no one that's gonna give me no stress, no problems. Anytime we chat about our friends, this person's sick, this person does this person does that, you should meet so and so.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all praise, and I think that's when you know you've got good people.
Vibes, good energy.
Yeah, real.
Yeah, that's what's up.
If all you're doing is just talking about, oh, so and so is doing this and this happened, so now this is happening. Your life it centers around drama.
Yeah.
You need to change your circle.
But you know, some people love that.
But
though,
some
man.
people like.
Some people talk about it though.
100%. Some people.
But they love it,
They
man.
fire off of it.
I won't like me. I love a bit of drama, but I don't like that drama to be mine.
I can't do it.
I just don't want
when else is.
Bro, I just don't want that drama to be mine because it won't stress me out when it's someone else. I like, this guy wants to go and kill that guy. Get me the popcorn.
No, but we don't. I don't mind like people venting about like certain situations. Like, you can vent about like your friends. Like if they're doing something stupid and you can vent. Like I'll vent on my brother. One of my boys is doing something crazy and we don't agree with it. We'll say, yeah, we need to chat to him. We've done that in a few times. Like we'll just be like, all right, you need to pattern up him with A, B, and C. But in terms of bringing it towards me, like I'm just like,
I don't know. No, trust me, bro. Like as I said, bro, from the distance, man.
Yeah.
I love drama, bro. As I said, bro, I've watched UFC, bro. I love the whole Masvidal, like, you know.
Yeah, that's a different.
I was
drama,
like, yo,
man.
Masvidal, lick off his head when you catch him on road, bro. Because man told in my head, bro, like I know he wasn't hugging him. I know he's wrestling, but I was like, bro, man hugged you so that he didn't get punched. Yeah. Find him on road, punch him for real, man. You know what I mean? If you try to hug you, you're gonna drag his head across. Whatever, man. Get creative. You know, I love that drama, man. WWE, like when I found out it was fake, it hurt my heart, bro.
What?
Yeah, WWE.
What do you mean it's fake?
Bro, that hurt my heart, bro.
What, wrestling's fake?
Bro, them motherfuckers and their fake fucking acting, bro.
That's real.
Those motherfuckers better start hating each other for real.
They do.
No, they better.
What do you mean it's fake?
They better.
I didn't know it was fake, but
They better.
I still think it's real.
Oh, they better.
Alright, Rich, what? Wrestling's fake? You're telling me the stunner's not real?
I hope.
You're
Listen,
telling me the rock bottom's not real?
I hope the steel chair's fucking real.
Ooh, the most electrifying move.
You know what I mean? Like the realest I felt WWE go to was like, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, nigga. Yeah, when he said that, I was like, ah! He really dreamt about Hulk Hogan the night before. Like he was like, yo, Hulk, I have to. You know what? Yeah, who's that nigga that owe me money? Who's that nigga that owe me 10,000? Yeah, okay. You know your name. Yeah, that's it. Cool.
Could be Hulk.
Hulk, coming for you, nigga. Yeah.
I'll never forget when he did that,
bro.
Man. That was the most awkward.
Bro, I loved
thing.
it. I loved it. When I saw it, I was like, oh. For me, yeah, I like that slip up. I want to know he's human. That was the human. As soon as I saw him go, you come for you, nigga. I was like, oh.
And that was live as well, and there's nothing you can do about that, man.
Yeah, I was like, you know, I was like the kid, like, yo.
Yeah.
I heard Tupac say that. I didn't know they say that on TV like that. You know, so like, you know, I'm with that, and I love like, you know, so even when like Kobe's acting like a cunt, you know, me seeing that, yeah, bro, he's a cunt, bro. I'm like, yeah. When I see the human element and he's like embracing and he's having, you know, whatever, like I'm like, okay, cool. That bringing it back to natural for me actually allows me to like him. Yeah. But actually just knowing that he's being like that, just to be fake, like certain man offending certain man that, you know, let's be honest now. If this was, you know, college, uni, you know, you look these niggas in the eyes, you won't, man. Let's be honest, bro. Kobe won't look Usman. And like no one would look Usman in the eye in uni and be like, you know, your mom or your dad, bro. Because Usman looks like a fucking killer, bro.
And no one at 18, 19 should be saying.
Yeah, it's true. No one should be talking about your kids when you're 18. But still though, like for me, like, I like seeing the human side of him because then it allows me to accept his bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I'm just looking at his bullshit and then knowing that he's done it because he needed whatever, it's like, you're trash, bro.
Yeah.
You sold your soul. You slag.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I was gonna say, have you? Obviously, we've worked with you on our platform before. Have you ever been on any? What other platforms have you been on?
So, you know what, back in the day, man, I've done a few loose platforms here and there. I've released 1 or 2 tracks, not videos, like audios on some of the link ups and stuff like that. But in terms of platforms, bro, I've kept it really quiet, man. I've only started like recently, like I went on with Ashton's show.
Yeah.
And that was like, you know, for me that's different, bro, because I ain't even been in like this is the first podcast space that I've been to. Yeah, like from before I made my podcast. Like my space was the first one I've physically been to. And like my studio where I record is the only place I record music. I recorded one verse in my boy's studio in the other room. You know, that was like one of the few times that I've recorded outside of my studio, and I've recorded like back in the day maybe 1 or 2 tracks when my studio was out. But it's like, you know, I'm very comfort zone. I want, you know, when it comes to recording anyway, when it comes to writing, it's different, man. I have to be out there. But when it comes to recording, I want to be here. I want to like cook up. I want to, you know, if I stay here, I don't feel like, yo, I'm not at home. You know, I feel like I can pass out there, wake up and feel the same. So you know, I haven't really been out there. So like recently I've been trying to put myself out there more. I've done a few things though. I've done a show called For the Music. That was like a live recorded show.
Is that on YouTube?
Yeah. It's called For the Music. Cool. I need to remember. I think it's the first edition. Okay. But I'm towards the end, like with one rapper called Problem. She's pretty good, but you know, obviously she hasn't done as much as she could have in the last few years. But yeah, she's talented. She's determined, I believe. So she done really, really well live. For someone that doesn't perform. Like prior to that, I'd done loads and loads of little shows and stuff, performed in small crowds, medium crowds. But you know, for her, like it was really, really, you know, quite a good experience. We done a tune called Star Dog as well. You know, I'd be smoking on the Star Dog, sipping on the Henny while I'm trying to be a star. You know what I mean?
That's live.
But obviously, you know, that's because the Star Dog epidemic come out, but I don't even fucking smoke Star. Anyone that knows me knows that if you say Star Dog on the phone, you can't even finish the sentence before I cut the line. I'll cut the line. You know, you could be my plug for like 10 years. Stop. Yeah, you know, you could have been Star Cookie. It's like shit. You should have started with a cookie, dog. You should have been like Cookie. Start at the beginning, like you know. But that song was pretty cool, man. And it was like an old school. I might show you some of that after, man. But that was like a pretty old school bounce, like a hip hop. It's more like a hip hop bounce tune to it. And yeah, man, like we performed that. I think there was loads of like, the reason we chose that song is because there was loads of like jazz and singers, and the vibe was not like, because she's more like, she has demons, man. You know what I mean? She's got loads of things that she battles within herself. I'm the same, but not really, not to her degree. More like speaking about my past, more like speaking about my temperament, more like speaking about what I enjoy. But sometimes I like to be, you know, on the experience side, which is the dark side. And you know, we had to pick wisely for that one, so we chose Star Dog. That was probably the best option for that show. But I think like that was probably one of the most enjoyable shows that I've done in a while. I think it was 2018 or 2019. Yeah, something like that, man. It was actually quite a few years ago. Apart from that, like I used to host my own shows. Obviously I didn't really like, so they weren't platformed or put on media, stuff like that, but they were like just regular open, well, not open mics, but like small mixtape shows and whatnot, and I'll just like bring loads of artists that I know that I've networked.
Do you still do that?
To be fair, I'm gonna do it again.
You should definitely.
You know, I've had a period of time where I've just been trying to sort a few things out within myself. Once those things are done, man, it's gonna be like, you know, full throttle on. Because man, I love fucking having a open mic or a show, man, because when you get all the artists together and you throw the vibes, man, people are really and it gives me the old school like you know, everyone's in the garage, like, you know, you fucking waiting half an hour for that fucking microphone to come. It's like, you know, your hand is there like this for like an hour, like, yo. You're thinking, yeah, this guy's like spraying 128 bars, like, you're like, oh, please. Like, I remember, I used to love that shit, man, and music's changed a lot, man. Music, especially because of the way you can put music out now. And obviously, probably the hype and the violence and the drama that's gone behind a lot of music as well. Like, the linking up and doing the sets and ciphers and shit, it's not the same.
Yeah, 100%.
And now you have to do a cipher for YouTube where it's like, you know, almost no one knew that it was happening and then it comes out sort of thing. You know, because when you put things out, like, loads of stupid things happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, like, a few platforms that I've tried that I've really enjoyed. But, yeah, you guys are the only ones that have put man on recently that's been, you know, that's been sick, bro. Yeah, man, and I fucking love that, bro. Fucking wax. I got wax in the background.
Innit?
You get me? But
Major next, bro.
Yeah, you definitely need to take Major. There's a couple people.
Send people to us.
Yeah, man.
You're
people,
more than welcome on the show, man.
By the way, people, you know, no status. Feel free. You know, get them on the socials. You see the socials pop up at some point, you know, beneath or above us, or, you know, just right through us. I don't know, but it'll pop up. Make sure you hit the socials if you want to get your freestyles. Holla.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. And
but
you'll be talking to us anyway, so.
Get me. Before we wrap up, though, you get me. I thought I might as well ask you simple questions.
Let's go.
We should have gone right at the beginning, but we'll ask them now. So, guys, what made you start up No Status? What brought up the whole idea? What's the backstory?
Okay. All right, cool. So we always had ideas that we wanted to do a show, and then it's one of those things, putting the idea into action. That's all it is, and its practicalities of everything as well. And I think we found out this is what we want to do. Then after day one, so you was there on day one.
Yeah. Oh, was that day one?
That was our first ever.
Sick.
Day.
Bro, that shit was running. That shit was running like, you know, like you lot been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, no, that was the first ever day that we did it. And
okay, that's sick.
From then, we just knew, even just the build up to it, after that, I was like, look, this is what I want to be doing 100%. Yeah. But the idea, in essence, it's come from me and my brother thinking of so many different ideas of shows and what we could do, what we'd want to do. And we just said, look, this is what we'd enjoy. And it just took a lot of planning time. How did we want to do this? And obviously, there's always that we've got to question it, as in, how am I gonna communicate about this? How am I gonna get people to come on the show? How are people gonna be interested? What if nobody wants to do it? So you gotta deal with all that at the beginning, all the logistics, and you just think, you know what, fuck it, man, just reach out. Yeah. And then obviously now we're at a point where we've got enough content for people to see what the show is, and we've got enough content until early next year.
Okay.
So we filmed. So after the day that you came, I think we already filmed 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, it's just to
feel it in it.
Yeah.
Now I know when we go. Last time when Rich was there, we had 16 artists in one day.
Okay.
Just bam.
Yeah, because you already gone through the whole.
We know now. So now we've got it. Now we have an idea of, okay, so I'll do this. I can do this much content in this day, in this many hours, and then I can put out episodes back to back. Our whole thing is consistency. You ain't gonna see no gap week in, week out. There's no gap with what we're doing. We don't intend it, and we've already. I know what next year looks like. I know what the year after looks like already. In our minds anyway.
Yeah.
But we have a roadmap of what we want things to look like, because I think you need to have some vision, and everything is just incrementing slowly, but that's the way that we want it. At the moment, we've got good base of fans. And at the moment, they're enjoying the content, they like it, and obviously it just grows organically.
Yeah.
But our thing is, we're grateful for the people that support us, and the fact that they work with what we're doing, it's more than enough.
Yeah. And we're grateful, you know, the fact that, you know, people like yourself, you know, coming on, allowing us to showcase to other people what it's like. And even with our future plan, you know, we think of things for like Rich and Wax. It's not just for the No Status brand, the musicians. I would love to see Rich and Wax, you know, get so many opportunities from this. I want to see them, you know, for yourself as well. I'd love for somebody to see you like, oh wow, is that Delts? Yeah, let me hold him and get him on this show.
Yeah.
So it's not just for us, it's for literally everybody.
Yeah.
And if it ain't about supporting everybody, then there's no point of the show. That's how we see it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Because we back the whole show ourselves, like me and my bro. We're paying for everything. So it's not a case of obviously it's our business, but we want to make sure there are no barriers. Everyone has the opportunity to come on. You got nothing to lose coming on to our show. You come on, you put yourself out there. Works for you. Got the experience. Add it to your catalogue of stuff that you've done. Simple, but yeah, the intention is that we just want the best for everyone.
And this, the show. So is this your first project, or have you done a couple projects?
No, this is our first active project that we've done together. Like I said, we've had a lot of ideas, but yeah, it was like we're saying, we just wanted to think of something that we knew we could execute, and that we were happy to do. It didn't feel like a chore, and we really, really wanted to do this. And plus, you know what it is, with certain other things that we were thinking of doing, we would have relied on other people's content, for example, coming out, reviewing stuff, and waiting. With this, I'm gonna have to wait till, for example, an episode of this to happen or this event to happen, and we don't want to want to wait for those things. So we said, now we should just do things on our own time when we need to, when we want to. So at the moment, we're next gonna go to the studio. January. Started 2023 after Christmas period, because Christmas period, everyone is too hectic. We're planning, even just seeing friends. Planning to see friends anytime in summer. Good luck, unless it's you're going to a Christmas event or whatever. But good luck. So we just know it's Christmas time. Start of January, people are broke, tired. Everyone just settle back into their life. So I think end of January is when we're going to go back to the studio. So we started reaching out to people. For anyone that sees this, interested in coming on. Come true. As we mentioned, we batch filmed all our episodes, so we've got enough episodes coming out and just content in general anyway. Way into the new year, but obviously we want to keep the ball rolling, keep going. It doesn't stop. So any events, let us know. I'm going to a couple of events this week. One on Thursday, Asian Tones. Okay. So that's the company. Look them up. So they have a lot of diverse artists on there. Okay. Really, really, really good. And then one artist that we work with, Narika, she's doing a performance on Wednesday, headlining in Shoreditch. So this is the thing, when we've got the time. I know it is, I'm on holiday this week as well. Okay. So when it's stuff like half term, I've got the time, because I've got the time to go to these events. During when it's term time, I can't go from my yard an hour out, for example, get home by midnight, then I've got to chill, and get up at 5 in the morning. I can't do it in the week. Unless it's like on a Thursday or Friday, it's cool. But during the week, it's too difficult. If I'm being honest with you. And plus, I bear in mind, I've got a routine that I want to try and get into, stick to. There's certain nights I want to do this sort of training, that sort of training. And then, that gets in the way as well. So, yeah, it's difficult. But fortunately, I can't complain. I get 3 months holiday a year. So, there's always time. Every couple of months, I've got time to make sure I'm going to. So when I get this time, I use it wisely. So that's why first thing I looked at, what's happening this week? What can we go to? There. Who that we know is performing, especially that. So obviously we'll go to loads of events, but anyone that we've worked with in particular, come and upset us, whatever. We want to keep supporting you, not just once or twice.
Like you say, you got a new project. Jump in January, promote that shit.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Anytime, we always say to people, just because you've been on once, if you've got another project coming on, hit us up. We know what you're capable of, because you come on the first time. You're more than welcome to come on again. You know what I mean? So come promote your stuff in January, though. So
definitely, man.
You know what I'm saying? So,
appreciate it, man.
No problem, brother.
Come on. Do you know what? Yeah, I just put that was so loose, bro. I posted it on stories and it was like we planned. Well, we sort of planned it time ago. Yeah. But he was waiting for the date for one of his guys who was gonna perform as well with us to come through and whatnot. So by the time we found out, it was a week before we found out when he's gonna. You know what I mean? So it was all too tight. Okay. But it was, you know what I mean? It was a vibe though, nice and cozy, but fucking energetic, bro. Fucking sweaty and hot up in there, bro. I couldn't even realize. With the amount of people, I think
that's sick though. You done something like that.
Oh no, trust me, bro. And to be honest with you, with this space as well, this space is quite open. Yeah. So more times, I'm probably gonna be running a few of those, man.
Yeah. Even this setting that you've got in the studio here, it's live for little things that you can get going. You can get a proper vibe up in here.
Yeah, defo, 100.
Yeah, I like it.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
come on, bro. All right, man, them. Yo, it was no status. You get me? Hang tight, everybody inside as well. Yeah, get me?
Drop that talk.
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What you telling me, my G?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Why you telling me? What you telling me, though?
What you telling me?
What you telling me?
What What you telling me?
What you telling me?
Yo, it's One Delts. What you telling me, fam?